Tonight, a dirty little secret about fire escapes in New York City. They are crucial, of course, to survival in so many buildings here.
After the recent fire escape collapse that killed a man in SoHo 2 weeks ago, our investigative reporter Jim Hoffer went out to take a closer look at fire escapes. Found that many are rusting, warped, or have missing pieces. Not a good scenario if you use one of them. Jim's here now with his exclusive report. Jim?
We learned that in the wake of that fatal accident, 3 additional fire escape steps were found to be loose, even though the 7-story structure was deemed safe in its last inspection. At least it had been inspected, even if not thoroughly. Thousands upon thousands of fire escapes 6 stories or less are rarely ever inspected. When a step fell 7 stories from a fire escape on this Howard Street building, it fatally fractured the skull of a man walking by. It also exposed the city's weak oversight of these steel structures, hanging over the heads of New Yorkers everywhere.
You see a bolt missing. Should that have passed? There's a bolt missing on that connection. This is the actual fire escape. Inspector and founder of the National Fire Escape Association, Cisco Meneses, says the Howard Street fire escape should have never passed inspection in its last check in 2013, when a private engineer found the structure safe with maintenance repairs required, in this case painting, which the safety expert says masked the corrosion. It's all scrape and paint, so there's very few structural work really done on proper inspections being done on these New York fire escapes. These fire escape inspections are only required of a building owner every 5 years as part of the city's mandatory facade inspection law, which applies to buildings 6 stories or higher. Our investigation has found that below 6 stories, no fire escape inspections are required, even though there are tens of thousands of them, and many, as we've discovered, more than 100 years old and in really bad shape. You're saying they're ready to fall? Right. If you step on them, they're going to ready to fall. We went with the head of the National Fire Escape Association to 1 block in Hell's Kitchen. So these kinds of fire escapes, thousands of them across the city of New York, are just simply not on the radar. Right. Of inspectors. And this is the norm. I believe if we were to walk down this street right now, 75% of these would fail. Let's do it. One after the other, these fire escapes, according to our expert, failed. 5 out of the 5 we checked. It's supposed to be connected to that bolt there. If it broke off, it's holding an entire staircase. That staircase, you overload it, it's going to collapse. Missing bolts and rust corrosion weakening every fire escape that we looked at. When you get to 3/4 to 1 inch of rust pack, dangerous. Internally on a tread, that's another person who's going to fall through. We wanted to see if the city knew how widespread the problem is. So we checked the 311 database and found in just the last 12 months, New Yorkers called to complain about fire escape problems nearly 1,700 times.
That's a lot.
A red flag?
Definitely. Anything, again, on the exterior of the building that could fall off could kill someone.
The buildings department says it has no plans to do random inspections. A spokesman tells us owners of buildings 6 stories or less are responsible for safely maintaining their buildings. We should note here, too, that outside of the city, state law requires that all fire escapes, no matter the height of the building, get inspected every 5 years.